is my favorite song for these live streams, you guys. Welcome to my live stream. Hello, I'm Gina Silvestri. I'm the founder of Life Stories for Success. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my live stream. Today, we're going to talk about how writing a book about your life story triples your business income. Who is ready? Who's here? Who's ready to level up? This is the way that I've leveled up. So again, my name is Gina Silvestri, and in 2014, I created $30,000 in a week in sales. And I came from a family where my dad was a bus driver, my mom was a nurse, so we didn't have tons of money. There was no silver spoon in my mouth, and I just kept following my inner impulses. And today I really want to talk about this and break it down for you. First of all, by starting out, welcome, hi Kelly, by starting out with the frequently asked questions that I get. So I get a bunch of questions about this, especially connecting it to money and like, Gina, how did you get so successful? How did you reach that level? How are you so confident? I get that all the time. How are you so confident about money and your business? And really, this is the group that we get to talk about this, right? We're all women entrepreneurs. Say hello, introduce yourself, say hi when you get here, send me a heart, send me a like so I know that you're here, okay? So, because this video, more than anything, this live presentation is about connection, and we're gonna see why. So after I go through the questions really quick, we're gonna talk about the crux of this, about why the connection piece, okay? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready to level up? So, again, the title is How Writing a Book About Your Life Story Will Have You Tripling, hi Darlene, welcome, tripling your business profits. Hi, welcome. And the first one I want to address, the first question is, does it have to be a book, right? Because we're all busy entrepreneurs, hello, right? And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Gina, there's no way that I have time, especially if there's a money now situation, and I am going to address that, okay? Especially if there's a money now situation and there's pressure in that area. It's like, I don't have time. I don't have the luxury to sit down and get a book done and write out my life story from beginning to end, not to mention the trauma and the emotions that come up from that, right? So in case you don't know my background, I was a counselor for 18 years. My background is psychology. And I've been a mindset coach for 10 years, 10 plus years. I've got amazing success stories on my life, on my, I was going to say life coaching. It's a blend of things, but on my website, which is woohooitsdone.com, after this live stream, you can go over and check it out and read all of the success stories, because I want you to know what's possible for you. And I want to literally give you the key to that today, okay? Like give it to you. And so I've done a lot of live streams in this group, and one of them specifically was about time. So if you're struggling with that and you want to go deeper into that, just do a quick search for my name in this group and you'll find it. You'll find the one about time. But today I want to address this quickly. Does it have to be a full book length? Does it have to be a full book length? Because that is something that would take the longest, right? And the answer is no, it doesn't. The success piece, the tripling of your business income, and the women in this group who are making millions and who are really killing it in that area, they are doing this thing that I'm going to talk about at the end. And it's not about how long it is, right? It could be your about page. It could be your signature talk. It could be articles. It could be books. Like it could be a book. It could be a short book though. It doesn't have to be super long. It could be a short book. It could be something of any size that fits your schedule. Also, after using the time tricks that I give you, being able to really strongly assess how much time you really have to give to this, how important it is to connect to people with your life story from your heart, sharing your personal experience, okay? So again, if you're thinking, Gina, well, I don't have time for this, and you're about to shut me off of the video, then just tune into that it could be your about page, about me page on your website. And the thing is it's about the connection, and it's about how powerfully you convey your life story and which story you choose and what it means to you, because what comes out of you, the resonance, how it comes out of you, like how it feels, the magnetism with which you deliver your story is everything, you guys. And I want to answer another question. Well, Gina, isn't social media enough? Hello, nobody is, sitting around writing books anymore. Isn't social media enough? And the answer to this one is yes and no, because a lot of people are killing it on social media, right? Financially. We're talking about money today. We're talking about success. Hi, Karen. Welcome. And so, yes, a lot of people are without having written a book, especially not a long book, right? But you guys, the answer is yes and no to is social media enough? Because here's the thing. If you share a little bit on social media and you have people following you for long enough, hi you guys, thank you for the hearts and everything, and you have people following you for long enough and they're consistent and they stay with you and they don't get lost in the sea, especially since the pandemic, right? There's lots of people online. Like I started my business 10 years ago. And back then, there was a lot less people online, a lot less people doing videos, especially back then it was YouTube. There were no live streams. Where are my dinosaurs at? My sexy, awesome, successful dinosaurs like me. What's a better word for it? I gotta think of a better word. Old schoolers, whatever. But the thing is, the traffic has, I don't even know the stats. Does anybody know? The traffic has literally, it must have at least quadrupled since the pandemic, right? Brick and mortar businesses are closing, people are online, the traffic is through the roof. And so if your people, so to answer again, the question is, isn't social media enough? Why do I have to write a book when I have social media? Well, if your people are able to keep their attention on you and follow you consistently, then no, you don't need to write a book, right? Because you have their attention, they stay with you. But I am gonna say that is a monumental, like that is a huge freaking task nowadays, right? It's massive to be able to achieve that. And a lot of times it does take an investment of time, money. And you know, one of my mentors teaches me all the time, and she's totally right, it resonates with me. You can either invest a bunch of time or you can invest in money into your leads and creating leads, right? And so today we're going to talk about the time. It doesn't even have to take that long, but the value of getting your life story down on paper, no matter how long it is. And I'm going to get into more of this, okay? I was going to say something else, but I'm going to get to more. I'm so excited. I'm like jumping ahead of myself here. I just want us all to level up from this juicy place of connection, from this juicy place of knowing that no matter the trauma, no matter how much time, no matter how scary it is for us to get it down, we do get to get it down. And it doesn't have to be super hard. And the rewards on the other side are so much better. The rewards on the other side are collapsing the time that it takes you to make money on a regular basis. You don't have to fight that big sea that I was just talking about. And you also, the financial benefits are so much better, right? Because once you get it down, it's down. It's like a product it is. A book on Amazon is a product. But again, even if it's an About You page or a business card that you use as a magnet, and we're talking about virtual most of the time today, right? We're not really in person as much, but a virtual business card, like a little blurb at the bottom of your website, an article, all of these things work. So it doesn't have to be tons of time. But what I do want to say when people ask me, because it's a related question, but it is an important question, is how long, okay, if I'm going to write a book, how long does the book have to be? And here's my answer. It depends on the kind of transformation that you're providing. So let's say you sell headbands, right? I went to a women's expo. I was actually speaking at it on the main stage a couple years back. And I stopped at this booth, and I know why now, but I didn't at the time know why I stopped at that one. I only had like 5 minutes for a break before I went back onto stage to finish my speaking event. And I don't know why I stopped. I didn't know at the time. I didn't know why I stopped at this booth out of hundreds of booths when I only had 5 minutes. Nobody had food, right? So it wasn't about getting food or drinks. And they were selling these bracelets. And the thing is, just like a headband, right? Something that can seem so insignificant. And they were actually the busiest booth too. So that's probably one of the reasons why psychologically or subconsciously I stopped at it. And the reason is they had their story of their product, even something so simple. They had their story of their product just on a banner. It was like maybe 3 lines. You could read it at a glance. It was huge. And they had it there, and we all connected. And I'm going to get into that more. I'm jumping ahead again. But we all connected to it. And I actually wanted one of those bracelets because of the amazing story that they told. So when we talk about length of a book, how long does my life story book need to be? We can talk about, it could be 3 lines. It's just about getting the most potent, powerful part across. First of all, doing the work to dig in with yourself to see which one matters the most to you and which one is going to bring out your magnetism inside of you the most healing. You know how after you have a really good cry and then you feel amazing, you almost feel like there's a glow on you and you just feel like refreshed and open and clear? It's like that. It's doing a little digging, it's doing a little work and releasing what's there. That's what it's about. So it can be 3 lines, or, so this is my answer to the question, how long does it have to be? Or if you are offering a deeper transformation like myself, I mentioned I've been a coach for 10 years now. And if you look at the success stories on my website, you'll see the major transformations. A lot of people went from rags to riches like myself. This money work is deep though. Not one of those success stories were just like, I'm going to do a little tweak. I'm going to take a course about how to tweak my lead magnet and how to, the strategy pieces, which are important. There's no doubt that they are important, but there was so much deeper work than that. So in my field, if you are in my field, in a coaching field in any way, hi Iona, welcome love. So nice to have you again here. I'm glad you can make it. So if you're in my transformational field, then there's a deeper transformation that's required. And what better way is there to bond with people than reading their book, right? Reading their life story, going into their life detail by detail with them. They took the time once to write the book. And then, you connect with them and you bond with them. And I often share this story about when I was depressed when I was 21 years old. I couldn't figure it out. I'm not going to get deep into it because I have a lot to cover today. I want to give you value. But I had a great life, great boyfriend, great job. I was 21, excellent grades in school. I was headed somewhere great. I was doing great, but I was feeling depressed and I didn't understand why. And I didn't want to tell anybody because people were already looking at me like, oh, look at Gina. She has a great life. I had a great car, I had everything going on. And from the outside, but in the inside, I was really struggling. So the only thing I could turn to at that time, and this is really this story, why I repeat it over and over again, is really why I do what I do. And, the only thing I could turn to at that time was a book. And having someone lovingly take the time to write their story about how they got through depression. And first of all, validating me through that story. I felt validated reading that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one who's afraid to talk about it. I'm not the only one who doesn't want to tell anybody about it. I'm not the only one who feels this shame, right? So reading the book. And then not only that, I'm like, feeling so much better, right? Without even reaching out to a therapist or anything. Because I didn't have time. I was very busy back then. It was time for me. And so reading the story, and then she walks me through, how she started getting hope and how she started overcoming it, the steps she took. And the only way to do that really is either, I'm going to say this too, in a really good video, you can do this in a really good video, or through a book. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of people, especially my age range, love to read books. Like, we have not given up on books. In fact, I'm going to do another live stream on that because I just can't. That's one of the things that rubs me the wrong way, is people saying that books are dead. It's not true. So you give people that hope, and you can do it on video like you are, as long as you're able, and that's what I'm talking about, the little personal work that needs to be done, the little digging and clearing, just like a good cry. If you're able to be vulnerable, open, and really connect and communicate with people on video, right? It's a skill, it's an art. And it's something that you can learn. Today is all about hope, right? You can learn this skill. Hi, Megan, welcome. Iona, I'm gonna get to your comments in a minute. If I don't get to them in this live stream, if I run out of time, because we only have half hour here, I am going to get to them after, okay? So, I love you, sis. I can't wait to read them. Okay, so, and the thing is like, if you're in a money now situation, social media alone isn't going to work for you, right? It could be a fluke. It could be like, I made a couple $1,000s or this or that because you connected with someone, they felt your story, they happened to be there at the right time where they connected with your life story. That could happen, but it's not going to be something that's sustainable and consistent, right? So again, does social media, is it good enough? Yes and no. But if you have a really good video, you do this work, you get the thing that's going to magnetize your specific people for your specific business at the right length, right? For some people, a video is not going to be enough. A movie is what it will take, right? Depending on your life story, depending most of all, what transformation you are giving to your people. that's what matters the most. Because if it's really deep, if it's work that they're going to be doing over a lifetime, or they're going to be doing like a huge chunk of their lifetime with you, it's got to be deep. You got to demonstrate for them that you've done the work, and you do that by sharing your life story. So this is how it works, okay? So again, social media, yes and no. It can work. It might not work. Hold on a second. It can work. It might not work, but the point is that it's up to you to decide based on your business, okay? And the point is you've got to have something, whether it's a little thing or whether it's a big thing. And some of you, by the way, have already done so much work on yourself. And so you could be at the point where it's just like, okay, I just got to get this down on paper. I have clients like that too. And people who come into my membership group where we write daily together. They're at the point, like everybody's at a different point of readiness. And they're at the point where they're just like, boom, okay, I'm ready to go. It's like, okay, we do it and we get it out. So it doesn't have to, I don't want to give you the impression that you have to do this work and it's going to take months and months. It depends where you are, but it does need to be done. And I'm going to tell you exactly why, okay? One more question though. No, two more questions. So the first one is, does it have to be about your whole life? I get this question all the time, you guys. Does the life story have to be about your whole life from start to finish? No, no. It does not. It needs to be the exact story that your people need to hear based on the transformation that you are providing them. Again, even if it's a bracelet, even if it's a headband, or if it's the deeper work that I do, like transforming their money mindset and their success mindset so that they can receive it. Hi, Andrea, welcome. So they can receive it fully and receive the financial success that comes with that, right? And the last question I have, let me just answer some questions really quick though. Okay, I feel like I know you and like we've never actually met. We've done videos together, but okay, so I just had a thought I will message you directly with. Okay, honey, you can message it or share it here if you want. What does it say? I have a book collab series that needs to be birthday, it says, but I believe it's birth. I use that term all the time. Birth. We're birthing our life stories. We're birthing them out into the world. I love that. My visceral sisters. Do you help writing that process, meaning it will be my book, but featuring others? Yes, of course. Is your story going to be in it? Iona, let me know. Is your story going to be in it? Because my gift, and this is another point I'm going to make, it slides right into the next one beautifully. Thank you. So my gift is helping you to dig out that story and move through the emotions and the mindset and having the confidence when you do to get it out into the world and share it after too, okay? So that's my personal gift. That's the personal coaching work that I do. But the next question is going to be, do you have to write it yourself? Okay, and I'm going to tie it into your question, Iona. So do you have to write it yourself? No, there are ghostwriters everywhere out there. And I tell my people this and they're like, whoa, like people who come to me and ask me about my services. And I just tell them up front, you could hire someone for like 10 cents a word to write stuff. So this might be one of those situations, Iona. I'm not sure, unless it's your stories involved and you're like, your story is like the first one you're going to give birth to, and then everybody's going to follow, like everyone else who shares is going to follow in a theme or something like that, then I would be the person to come to. So if there's that personal work piece that needs to be done, because my rate, and by the way, the question is, do you have to write the book yourself? That's the question I'm focusing on right now. And the answer is no, there are ghostwriters, right? And the ghostwriters on Fiverr and other places all over the internet, I'm sure there's tons now, especially since the pandemic. Some of them charge like 10, 15 cents a word. My rate is more 33 and 44 because of the transformation I provide. Does that make sense? So really, this is how you make your decisions. And when people come to me, they're like, why are you telling everyone about the cheaper people? And I'm like, it's not cheaper, it's different, right? I'm a counselor. I have 18 years of counseling experience, 10 years of coaching experience. I do the deep work with you if you want to work with me one-on-one on birthing that transformation, that story, your life story, your transformation story. It's always a transformation story, right? We're going from one piece to another in our life story that we want to share. But you could write it yourself too and get coached by me. I also have different products and services. You can go to my website and check it out too to find out what I do exactly and how I can serve you. But yeah, Iona, I'm so excited about your collab. That's exciting. And it's a great way to break into the market too, because we've talked before. Okay, so do you have to write it yourself? That was the last thing. No, you don't. You definitely don't, right? A lot of people don't like writing and they come to me and I'm like, it's okay. It's It's beautiful that you're showing up for this and you still get to do that transformational work, and then you can hire the rest out. And you can, by the way, do the transformational work with someone like me, or, someone else who does this work. I don't know of anybody, but, a counselor, even somebody that focuses on the emotional and mindset piece with you so you can get the right story and speak about it confidently. So it could be a number of people and different healers out there, right? You choose that. You could do that and then hire a ghostwriter separately to get your story down on paper. So it really doesn't have to be hard, ladies. We don't have to let all the nonsense that I've talked about again and again and again in lots of my live streams, we don't have to let it stop us. And here's why we don't want to, because there's triple our profits on the other side. Listen to this. If you get anything from my live stream today, listen to this, okay? Because how can I say triple your confidence so confidently? Triple your profit so confidently, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, who is she, right? Like, who does she think she is? How does she know that I can triple? She doesn't know how much I'm making. She doesn't know what my business is doing. And if my business is doing over $1 million, how dare she say that it would triple, right? Well, if your business is up in that level, you're already doing this to a large degree. But yes, I can say it so boldly. And here is why. Success, here it is. Here's the crux. Success is created, all levels of success. Success is created by connecting to other people and helping them. Money comes from people. You guys, money comes from people. So even if you're selling those bracelets or these headbands, you are in a relationship industry. Now, when you do the deep kind of work that I do, like on the extreme end, the deep transformation, you're in an industry where that is your mastery and that is your work, and it's really deep and really important, right? So if there was a range, this would be like the deep and the mastery level of relationships with other people, right? Really connecting and doing the work. I worked with business women and on their businesses for all of those decades, like over a decade now. I started in 2009. And most of the time, you guys, behind the scenes, we were talking about their relationships. And same with me when I've hired business coaches, right? We talk about my relationships. It's a relationship industry. If you get anything from this, realize that success, money comes from people. It comes from us showing up, connecting to them, providing a service or a product, and then exchanging it for money, and the money comes from people. So this is good news for you guys. This is what I really wanted to share from my heart today, is that whatever you have going on, whatever's scary about connecting with people, and first of all, connecting deep into yourself, like believe me, I started at the beginning of this process. That's why I do this, because I'm so passionate about sharing how to get through and how I got through. I love that. And by the way, that's what I wanted to share at the end of this. I am doing a masterclass. It's a deep dive training, I call it. It's $33, and it's all about how I created that $30,000 week step by step by step by step by step, okay? So I am doing that, and I'm going to literally show you exactly how I did it as an example of everything I'm teaching you today, because I only have a half hour. I'm looking at the clock, actually. I have 5 minutes left, 7. But I really want to go into that and give you an opportunity to ask you questions too. So that's coming forward too. But the thing to realize, whether you join me or not, the thing to realize, give you a chance to ask me questions, I think I said that backwards. The thing to realize is money comes from people, right? So we are in a relationship with people at all times, no matter what we're selling. And so the good news is no matter what's standing in your heart, we now know what work. Like, this is building your awareness. And maybe you've heard this a million times before, but today it can hit you a different way, right? And light you up. My intention is always to raise your awareness. And so you get to realize that, okay, this is the work I get to do. And by the way, think about it. Think about the benefits that will come from your life by doing this work, by improving your skills, your communication skills. You're tuning into your true authentic self skills. You're relating to people skills, even if you're like in the most hands-off business possible, which is something like technology, you're still monitoring. You're either monitoring people, you're monitoring a system where people interact with. There's always an element of connection. And so this is how we build success. And this is how I can say this so boldly, because the more you provide a space for people to come in and connect with you on a deep, authentic level, the more you radiate and beam out the signal of authenticity and truth and your core mission in the world, right? The more people can feel that, the more they're going to bond to you. They're never going to forget you. And this is how I can confidently say that you're going to triple your profits, because they're not going to forget you. They're going to be repeat customers, and they're going to refer you to their friends, right? Think of all the most successful businesses in the world, Apple, all of them, right? We connect because of their message. We connect person to person because of their stories. Apple gives a million different stories of like all the beautiful, world changers and life changers in the world and people who shake up the world. And we connect to that. We connect to that energy. That is what success is all about. That is how it's created. So it's good news, right? Like, you don't have to, strategy is important. I'm not saying it isn't, but my focus, my work outside of my digital programs is really this kind of work and helping you understand that along with the strategy that you learn, there's this other, I call them the invisibles, the emotional and mental mindset pieces, the mental patterns and mindset pieces that are underlying all of this. And they come out in your story. They come out when you're writing your story and sharing it with the world. You get to see what's under your hood, right? And that is how, when you see what's under the hood, it's like a vehicle who's not producing money. If your business isn't producing the money that you want, you get to see what's going on. Oh, this hose needs to be adjusted. This needs to be replaced. And you do that work. And of course, you're going to triple your income. How could you not? When you're addressing the exact issue. And energy always comes first, right? Energy comes first, then the physical. But we do both. We take care of the physical land, the 3D land as we call it, and we do this other work behind the scenes. So this was my message for you today, guys. Doing this work on repeat is what creates consistent success. It's what creates a bond that provides, by the way, again, this is how you triple it, right? It's not just a bond that's going to happen once and then they buy your bracelet and they're gone. No, it's a lifetime bond. A lifetime bond. Okay, so Andrea says this is interesting. Iona says, yeah, my story is love that. Thank you. Yes, like that. Woohoo. Yes. I will look at your website. What's the link? I'm going to provide, so my link is already actually in the description of this live. So feel free to click on that. And what you're going to see there is the invitation. It's on October the 3rd at 10 o'clock a.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. And it is $33 and it's for an hour plus time for Q&A. It's on Facebook Live and you get led into, by the way, the membership group that I always talk about. I had the intuition. I was like, oh yes, that's it. I'm going to let the people who join this class, I'm going to let them into my membership area for that time to watch it, and a few hours, a little bit of time after and before as well. So you can look around the membership area, see those 25 videos that I always talk about that were created live in that program, in that membership area. It's called the Life Story Success Superstars membership area. There are incredible women in the group right now, and we meet every single day and we write together. So every day, Monday to Friday, there's a container for you to write together. Plus we do one masterclass a month, and this is going to be the masterclass for October. Again, it's on October the 3rd at 10 a.m. And normally to get into my membership group, it's $297, and these women are incredible, you guys. And when you get in, when you pay the $33, you're going to get in for a little bit of time, right? For the masterclass, that's where I'm going to have it. And you get to look around, you get to check out the 25 videos that I did that were meant to support you. I have 1 minute left. If you have any more questions, by the way, if you're watching this by replay or you're watching right now and you have more questions, just type them below. I always come back and address the questions, okay, in the comments. So please interact with me and let me know. But 25 videos that I created when I first started that membership group a few months ago. And I just shared, like, from my soul, everything that I feel that you need to know to get that life story down on paper and not let blocks or insecurities or all the things that come in, right? Worry about money, all of that stuff, stop you. So literally there are 25 individual videos. It's over 200 minutes of little pockets of thing, and they're all tagged in the group and organized very well, by the way, so you can just search and find it and go listen. But yeah, just to keep you going, right? To keep your fire lit, to get you lit, and to keep you lit as you get this life story down, because it's so important. First of all, we can't share it until it's down on paper, and we want to make sure it's the right one. So that's available to you guys. I believe that's everything I have to say. I'm gonna go now so I can let the next person get onto her live stream. I love you. Thank you for joining me. And again, my website is woohooitsdone.com, and the link is above. I love you. I'll see you next time, guys. Mwah. Bye for now. Bye. Have a great weekend.